Welcome back to day 3 of the Thunderbird Cup with Midwest Rugby. We have a great one for you, the women's plate final. 2 massive victories yesterday for both of the select sides. Ohio against Indiana. Great shot of Soldier Field and the Chicago skyline. We are at Lamont, Illinois, home of the Chicago Blaze, brought to you by Next Level Rugby. I am Ryan Gray on play-by-play, joined by Jenny LaFerriere. Jenny, how you doing today?
Ryan, I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day for some competitive rugby, and I can't wait to watch these matches. Based on what we saw yesterday, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of back and forth and a lot of high-octane rugby being played.
Yeah, so let's take a look at Ohio's lineup here. The roster they have made up of a ton of women from the Columbus Squirrels, looking in the pack there in the middle. Trevis Wrench Cooner, and then holding it down at number 8 from Akron Women's Rugby Club, Carl Laughlin. Moving into the back line, we're seeing some changes. A lot of high-powered scoring. 92 points yesterday for this squad. They have Kennedy Clark at scrum half. Pau Walco-Siu all over the place yesterday. They're moving her from 12 to 10. And then we will see fullback Nikki Post holding it down at fullback. Now, Jenny, let's take a look at Indiana's roster.
Indiana coming in strong in the front row. We have Strunk, Lopez, and Lopez, both from Fort Wayne Rugby, well represented on this squad. The locks, Badal and Renault. Back row, we have Zook, Moore, and Mason. The pack going to be strong. And in our backs, starting at scrum half, we have Nguyen. Our 10 is Gibbon. 12, Rodriguez. 13 at Jordan. That's going to be a deadly center combo. On the wings, we're going to have Johnson and Melendrez. And at fullback, Comerford.
The stage is set for the women's plate final. Adam Falk, the center referee today in green. Indiana in the purple and yellow. Going from right to left, they will be kicking off to start things. Yesterday, a massive victory, 53-10 over Iowa. Wisconsin, they started yesterday morning strong with a 92-7 victory over Wisconsin. Again, for those joining us, this Ohio squad was not in this tournament last year. 2 years ago, they finished second. They're in the creamsicle-style jerseys, orange down to white. They return this opening kick, and we are off and running. Another full day of rugby action, and the hits are already taking place as Ohio kicking it deep early in this match, and it takes an Ohio bounce. Beautiful weather here in Lamont, Illinois. The chase is on. Finding some space, weaving through those defenders. Finds ground, but Ohio quick to poach the ball. And a great steal there early in this match. Now getting it to the back line through the hands of Mary Cooner, but moving on. Indiana coming up quick. Post with the offload to the wing. Post is there with the ruck. Indiana really fighting in that breakdown. Nothing there. They back off. That defensive line is set, going left side. Running alone, waiting for support, keeping her feet to make sure they can get there. Now trying to set things up on the right side. Indiana doing a great job bringing pressure to this Ohio squad, driving them back. Great body control there to get the ball back to her teammate. And losing the ball in the tackle into the hands of Karen Strunk. Great turnover there from Indiana, just about 24 meters away from the try line. Huge opportunity 90 seconds into this match. And a little pop kick there from Sienna Jordan. And she's going to retrieve it, but passes it to the hands of Ohio. Both these teams feeling each other out. High scoring. Everything was going both these teams' way. A tougher challenge ahead of them today. Hard finding these running lanes early, but ball is lost, picked up by Tierra Mason, and she is right at the try line, spins around. Conversations between our referee Jenny, what an action-packed first 2 minutes here.
I have lost forward. Yeah.
I agree with you.
Thank you, sir.
A very fast first 2
So
minutes.
we're looking at a goal line dropout, right?
You can hear the sir say that
Lost forward.
unfortunately
In
he's
the try
knocked
zone.
on,
Goal line drop.
but we can take a look here. A great
Come on, goal
steal,
line
great
drop.
defensive effort from Indiana. Awareness to pick up that ball as it was out of the ruck. Fantastic energy, though, to start the game.
Like we said, 2 minutes into
sure
this
they're
match,
behind
there
you,
was
okay?
a knockdown, so we will have that goal line drop. Ohio was able to retrieve one of these of their own yesterday. We'll see if they can do it again. It's ground, but into the hands of Molly Zook, and she's going to go straight ahead into contact. Support is there. Dipping low is Tiffany Wynn at scrum half, wearing number 16. Finding her forwards, some expanded pods there, trying to create some running lanes, but penalty awarded to Ohio. Diving over.
Big moment for Ohio here. We take another look. Again, that is the Indiana hooker Lopez big ball runner, but not releasing the ball, giving a chance to get out of their own 22. This is a pressure release needed.
And it looks like we do have a player down from Ohio. And Jenny, with these pods from Indiana, they're a little spread out, and they're trying to space out this defensive line. But it seems to be a little bit of these support runners and support ruckers are maybe too far away for Indiana. So let's take another look here. Some big hits so far in the first 3 minutes here.
Yeah, Ryan, you mentioned ruck speed, and that's one thing that you have to know as yourself as a player is how far away you can be from the ball carrier and still get there in a good time frame to support them, whether it's ruck or counter ruck.
With that penalty, they're going to kick for touch, and we'll see our first line out of the match heading to Ohio.
Blue, here's you. Then white.
Good kick there from Ohio, relieving some pressure. Hopefully we get to see them break into Indiana's half and get some good go forward. I want to see more of them on attack in an open space.
Get set, please. We're going to go again. Then you come in, I need you set. You're coming in and going up. Get set sooner, please.
Clear communication there from our center referee, Adam Falk. Just a little bit of a warning there, so they get a redo here.
So your receiver, come up then. Let's go.
A second try at this off the fingertips, but into the hands of Ohio, but it does go forward. We will have a scrum to Indiana here, so a miscue after the do-over.
Yeah. Yep, just up at the top.
Unfortunate for Ohio, just kind of knocked that ball forward in the line out, so it's going to be an Indiana scrum. Excited to see the power that both of these scrums can bring today and what we can do off set piece. As a back myself, it's one of my favorite parts of the game.
Crouch. Bind. Hey, I need you in at bind, okay? All right, we're going to restart.
And again, hearing from the referee, very clear early what his expectations are for both sides.
Bind. Set.
A little push there from Ohio, but Indiana with the number 8 pick and a solid, dominant tackle. Indiana maintains possession. They're working it out right side. Cutting through the defense. Support is there.
Let it go, White. Advantage.
Ohio is trying to create turnovers there, but it's getting messy at the breakdown, so Indiana will have the penalty advantage while they're running these forward pods. Now to Taylor Battle. Keeping her feet, driving forward. Ball comes out the back. Scrum half able to handle it.
No advantage there. Tackler needs to roll. And we need clear separation.
You can hear there from the ref, tackler not rolling away. So Indiana with a chance here. Looks like they're going to kick to touch. We get a second look. You can see the tackler in the way, not allowing that support from Indiana to come in and properly ruck. Can't do that. That's going to be a penalty every time.
You're right.
Jenny, we're only 6.5 minutes into this first half, and one thing I want to keep an eye on is these penalties are racking up early and a lot of redirection, and I worry as we get to the later stages of this game, if these aren't cleaned up, it could lead to cards. We saw some cards yesterday that had some big implications in the men's matches, so hopefully Ohio can clean this up, but we'll take another look here at the line out. Not straight.
Not straight at all, especially when it's contested. And those are the worst yellow cards to get, is just the accumulation of penalties versus kind of an action that should deserve a yellow card. So hopefully we don't get to that point.
Set!
Now Ohio looking to be on offense first time in about 3 minutes. Pinned in the middle of the field under their own goalpost, but a penalty or a high tackle. So we're seeing penalties on both sides, and that's going to be Jenna George shaken up. She had a massive day yesterday for this Ohio side, setting up her teammates. She had a try of her own. Really great hard runner, but you can see right there, just shoulder right into the sternum.
Mary? I had the contact here and then the head.
For those of you watching, a high tackle in rugby, according to the law, is above sternum height, and so that was a prime example of how low that you do need to tackle. We get another look at a slow-mo here. Starts off getting good height, but unfortunately just comes up a bit too soon in that tackle. Might be some shoulder-to-head contact there, which is what I'm sure the refs are always aware of. But yeah, George getting checked out. Looks like she's just shaking up a bit.
Yeah, slow motion replay, you could see the shoulder going into the chin. And definitely from here, did not look good. And good sign seeing her pop back up and go into her team huddle. That would be a huge loss if they did not have her. Now looking at the other field, Michigan against Allegheny. Allegheny has the lead 19-10. Currently playing on the other side of the bracket. This is the Thunderbird Cup, Day 3. We are in the plate final. All 8 unions fighting for better positioning. The winner of this match will be promoted to that Tier 1. But let's take another look here, Jenny.
Yeah, unfortunately, just knocked out in the tackle there. I guess unfortunately for Indiana, but fortunately for Ohio. Another scrum. I'm sure these forwards are loving that right now. I would love to see a little bit more layers of attack from Ohio.
Bind. Set!
Jenny, we saw them attack in layers yesterday. Just this pressure from Indiana. You see the charging defense, but breaking through the line is Poe, setting up her teammate, and she's pointing, go the distance, met by 2 defenders. And now we're seeing this Ohio running rugby. Oh, such a massive part of the offense yesterday. She got things going. You can just see the spark and the agility and burst, and then the pass to hand, setting up her wing. Now bouncing it back to the right side. Bouncing it to the wing. Little recovery there, trying to get to the corner, but she is wrapped up. Looks for an offload, and it goes to the hands of Jenna Moore. Great positioning there from the flank. But Ohio, quick counter, trying to get this back, but losing their feet.
17. Yeah.
And that ball's going to Ohio.
He took 2 or 3 pushes out.
A lot of back and forth here, unfortunately via penalties, but Ohio, another chance to get out of their defensive half. That was a glimpse of the attack that they can bring to the table. We saw the layers, we saw the line break. They just need to be a little bit more cohesive. But what an exit that kick was.
Yeah, and moving into this line out, like you were saying, seeing these backline plays off of the set pieces, for Ohio, it's going to run through Poe, and I wonder if that's why they moved her from 12 to 10. Taking another look here at this penalty.
That was a great jackal. Tackler was out of the way, allowed access for the rucker.
Right, let's set,
First
please.
hands were in.
So here comes this line out. A little misdirection up front.
Come in and set before you go up.
The referee, again, not happy with the line out.
Come on. Not quite close
Wants to
enough.
see them get set before they go up in the air. So Indiana now with the ball off the miscue, taking away that momentum that Ohio was building with that back line. And there's Poe. Doesn't matter the size difference. Getting in the mix, making the tackle on the number 8. Now getting it out wide to the back line. That's Sienna Jordan. Breaking through 2. 1 to beat. A little shifty move there. Looking for support over the back of her head into the hands of Cariano Rodriguez. About 2 meters away from that try line. Hicks looks right, goes left. Offload to the forward pack. Goes backwards, goes to ground. Frantically moving this ball. No support is there. Can they help support before a turnover? And they will. Ohio fighting with everything, but a penalty. Great defense there from Ohio.
Ohio's defense is keeping them in this game right now. Great stop. Indiana, you can't go alone, right? We talked about that earlier, where the support rucker is and how far away they are, just leaving that ball carrier exposed. But what a run by the number 13 from Indiana. I believe that's Sienna Jordan.
Yeah, some excitement here bursting through the line. But Ohio, when that ball gets inside the 22, they tighten up. It gets inside the 5, they get even tighter. Really great stuff there to become stout, lock it down, creating penalties inside that 5. Now we'll see another line out. Let's see if they can fix this before going up. They go short, hits the ground. Indiana with the ball here. We have a whistle.
Is it after the line out or in the line out? After? Okay. We're up here, ladies.
Looks like a knock on. It's going to be an Ohio scrum. Another chance for them to show off their speed and their layers on set piece.
You can see Poe directing traffic with her back line.
Fine.
Really excited to see them get off and running if their forward pack can come away with this scrum. Look at the drive there from Indiana. But Ohio comes away with it, and they're going to switch back inside. Indiana was ready for it. So switching back towards the pack, they have a great set of support there. Now working into the back line, cuts back inside, breaks a tackle. Now cuts it back inside, breaks another tackle, another fend. She's got power in that fend, and her support is right there with her, off and running. Now to post, she gets it out to the outside. Finding space is Ashley Peak. Takes it to ground. What power from Poe from the fly half position. Really putting this Ohio team on the front foot, and you can just see the energy levels from all 15 players in orange rising. That's Taylor Richards with a hard charging run. Every single player from this Ohio squad has put it in another gear. Now working it to the outside, post is met by 2 defenders. Dangerously close to that touch line. Looking to work it back to the middle of the field. And a solid tackle there from Indiana.
Out blue! Out blue!
There won't be a steal. Penalty there for hands in.
Ryan, this is the
Bring back
attack
there,
that we have
release.
been waiting for to see from Ohio, charging onto the ball at pace, line breaks, support runners. That's what we need. That's what they need if they want to get on the scoreboard, early.
Scrum.
Unfortunately, that ball looked like it was about to pop out, but was still in the ruck. And I think Ohio's opting for the scrum.
That was a hint of what we've seen yesterday from this Ohio squad. And I think this is a good choice here. They've struggled in the lineout. You'll see that at select sides. A bunch of players from different clubs. They've got different ideas on the set pieces. The timing isn't there. So go to the scrum. It's been working for them. You can still run that same backline set that you have on out of this. And the 8 pick into the hands of Poe. Running hard into 3 defenders. Continuing to move that ball to the outside. Goes through George's legs. Off sides. Ohio will continue this momentum. Time is off. A quick chat from our referee.
That's fine. We're on my time right now. Pat down.
Yeah, he's not happy with how
Got a
many
handful of penalties. against you in the last
penalties.
couple of minutes. I need you to up your discipline. Right? They've been kind of spread around, mostly around the tackle, but you need to have that discipline. Otherwise, we're going to have to send a player to the bench.
May I have a moment with my team?
Yeah, have a quick word.
You heard it from the ref first. We said it earlier. If they continue to accumulate these penalties, he's going to be forced to go to his pocket and bring out a yellow card. But that's good go forward from
I
Ohio.
heard. Thanks.
Poe leading that attack. We need more support, though. It can't just be that one player who's able to break the line and do it themselves. There's 15 players on a field. So I'd love to see Ohio just get a little bit more continuity, maybe clean up their hands. That way they can have more success because they have the space wide.
Just through the legs there. And like I said yesterday, George and Post, they were setting up some massive runs and moving Poe into the 10 from that 12 position. It puts another attacker outside of her. And so you'd like to see some more connectivity from those back 4. And you saw in that last replay some loose forwards looping around to help in the back line. I think we'll see more of the same. So now it hits the hands of George. It's tackled, but a nice offload there. Bounces off one defender, goes to ground. And Indiana in quickly for the steal. What a great turnover there from Mary Cooner.
Say White.
I apologize. That's Chloe Renee. Putting it to the outside. Now we're seeing Indiana in the back line. Being on defense for so long. Now they've got to change their mindset. But kicking away possession. Denny, I don't know if that was the smartest choice, but she felt like she was out of options. And then a quick pick and go. There's a Fenn tackled from behind, and here comes the support. Looking quickly to offload. That's Taylor Richards. And a huge tackle from the Indiana defense. But support is there. Bounces off the ground, up into the hands of Ohio. Take another look at this huge stick. But it doesn't slow down this offensive attack. Huge run here from Carl Laughlin.
No hands, boy.
Battling at the breakdown, making it difficult. They feel the pressure. Sydney Wrench running through and into 4 defenders from Indiana. Ohio in their best offensive position so far in this match. The offload from the prop to George. Another offload into the hands of Kenzie Breedens, but she just loses the control. Oh, unfortunate error as we see so much go forward. Jenny, what happened here?
We had great hands going down the line. It was a beautiful offload, just unfortunately a little high. 14 from Ohio, unable to gather. Greedence, she'll want that one back. But look at the field position that they now have. They're on defense, but even if Indiana decides to kick to exit, they're still in a good spot.
Jenny, what does a phase like that do for Ohio's confidence, too? Even though it didn't end the way they wanted, they gained a lot of territory.
They should be feeling good. They should be feeling very confident that they're able to put that pressure. And if anything, it just proves to the team after playing defense for most of the game that they can play attack. And right now is a great example. They're going to score off the exit kick. That's Ohio number 15, Nikki Post.
Nikki Post had a very busy day yesterday, and she continues to scoring. A second look. They're just trying to clear out, go straight to hands, and she's got the speed to beat the defense around the edge. Nikki Post continues scoring tries all weekend long. Ohio strikes first.
What a step from Post after gathering that kick. There's a saying from coaches, a kick is only as good as its chase. And that stands true, but it's harder to chase when you can make a step like that.
So we'll keep an eye on it.
Definitely difficult. Indiana just trying to exit when Ohio has so many threats in the back line. Like you said, the chase has to be on and the defense has to be ready to reset and spread. That corner was wide open, and Post is going to take that all day. And what a kick. The conversion is good from the sideline. Again, another look here. She sees the space, and what a cut. Freezes the defender, hits on the Jets, takes the corner, and the scoring will start at the 19th minute for Ohio. And a fantastic conversion kick, and that's going to be huge as it's been tough for both of these teams to find any sort of territory. Jenny, Indiana's going to kick off here. What do they need to do to strike back in this next phase?
They put a lot of good pressure on this Ohio squad early in the match, and I think that's just what they need to do again. And they're going to have the opportunity. A knock-on off the restart, unfortunate for Ohio, but that's exactly what Indiana's going to need if they want to strike back and do it quickly. The last thing you want to do after you get scored on is give that team any more momentum.
Exactly what Indiana wanted from that restart. They have the ball in attacking territory. We're about 21 minutes into this first half of the plate final. Again, the winner of this match will be promoted to the Tier 1 Cup division next year in the 2027 Thunderbird Cup. We're here in Lamont, Illinois at the Chicago Blaze facility, and breaking through the line. That's going to be outside center Sienna Jordan, finding her gap, weaving through the defense. And now Indiana in a very positive position to attack and strike back with a score of their own. They need to focus here, maintain possession. Their pods are still spaced out. Ohio right on top of that ball, but Indiana able to secure it. Pods are trying to reset. She cuts back to the inside. That's Anna Lopez. Driven back in the two-person tackle. Now getting it out wide. The back line is set. Flat pass is running sideways, running out of space. It leads to the knock-on. Everyone was flat-footed there, Jenny, in the back line attack. Timing wasn't there.
Yeah, it didn't seem like they were ready for it, which is unfortunate as a back, but we get another look at this line break from the Indiana number 13, Sienna Jordan, just stepping through defenders, almost untouched. But the awareness to not go down and wait for support, especially when the defense wasn't forcing her down. That's high rugby IQ right there, maintaining her feet, waiting for someone to help support her to give that platform. Looks like we have either a medical sub or just a sub in general, but that looks like Ohio number 13, Jenna George, walking off the field.
Yeah, she took that high tackle early in the match and was shaken up. Looks like she's coming off. Yeah, going back to that replay there of Sienna Jordan. If Indiana could have found that type of burst on offense, they might have points right now. But now Ohio on the attack inside their own 22. And they are moving at pace. Nice step back inside. And there goes Post again. Another cut to the outside. Cuts it back inside. Makes another defender miss. Cuts again. And now it's a foot race to the end. Nikki Post has her eyes set on the try line. And she will score. Ohio with another 5 from Post. Her second of the match.
What an individual effort by Nikki Post, all starting from this turnover. We get a nice offload as she's going around, and Post sees the mismatch first against a forward, able to get her strength, which is going to the outside, just dodging defenders left and right. Oh my gosh. Truly a feat of athleticism on display there. She's on her way for, I don't know if it might be a commentator's curse, but if she keeps this up, she might get another one under her belt.
And how about that? I think of all the matches I've seen this weekend, she has the nastiest sidestep. And to do 4 of them in a row, back to back to back, having the defenders on skates, looking like they're slipping around out there. Amazing body awareness, amazing footwork. And the kick just to the left, so our score will be 12-0. But Nikki Post making the most out of that one touch, taking it about 65 meters. Another look here, just a simple offload and a cut, and back to the inside. Oh, man, what a beautiful move, and has the burners to finish. Love to see that from your fullback.
If I had her as my fullback, I'd be trying to get her the ball often.
Insert anytime you want, because things like that happen, and that was what we were seeing yesterday. Great to see that form is back for Ohio, but Indiana put up a lot of points in their own right. They're looking to get this ball back to put points on the board for themselves, but Ohio now looks to be firing on all cylinders. Cutting back to the inside is Kayla Tesmer. She was at fly half yesterday for this Ohio squad. So having these players who can play center or fly half, what an advantage that is. Facilitators, hard runners, making tackles. It's nice to have that versatility in your back line. Everyone can do a little bit of everything, and now Poe gets it out wide. Now they've got a 2-on-1 on the outside. The overhand toss to the wing. It's going to be Ashley Fleck. Down to the ground. And now Mary Cooner with a hard take. Ball goes out the back. Just a nice little pop there from the point position in that pod. A little creativity from the 3-person pod. Now Poe cuts it back inside. Another cut right into the teeth of the pack. There is no fear in her game. She will run at anyone, and her team is there to support her. They've got pods on the left side, a backline set on the right. Nikki Post, she's going to chip it to the corner. The chase is on, but just a little too much there. I like the creativity, Jenny.
I love that idea from Post. We want to see more attacking kicks in women's rugby, especially versus always looking to exit, like kicking under pressure. So it was a great idea, just a little misexecuted. But if they can continue that pressure, you can tell this Ohio squad is feeling themselves. They are running at pace, running onto the ball, trying new things, and that's what we want to see.
And the kick just goes right in there. But a penalty and a huge opportunity for Ohio now. Off of this penalty. Right in front of the post, and it looks like they're going to go for a scrum. They've had a great platform all day, Jenny, setting up this back line for some more creativity here, about 30 meters away from the try line. What are you looking for here from this Ohio attack as we look at this replay?
They have a nice platform here. They're about 22 meters to 25 meters out. I'd love to see a little bit more deception in their back line. You can see in this wide shot that there is no one in the backfield, so if they do want to put a chip over or a grubber through, I think that'd be a great option.
As these crash pods are really working, you notice Indiana is tightening up their defense, which is allowing some gaps. And now we're seeing M. Ferrara. Nice little step there, goes to ground, but the ball is stolen by Indiana. Great turnover there. They needed this to be back on offense as we have about 12 minutes to go in this first half. Indiana wants to get on the scoreboard. They need to do it quickly. A nice one-handed, a deep pass there, cutting through. And Ohio just rips it out of her hands. And then the little offload, but just runs out of space.
Offload's forward
Great
first.
work there from Ohio's Gracie Powell.
Scrum.
Just not enough room on the sideline.
Offload is forward. Scrum.
That was a great steal. Notices the ball is right in front of them. Just rips it out of the Indiana hands. Takes it herself. Just, and the fingertips, the hands to keep it without knocking it on, just unfortunately ran right into touch.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Now Indiana on the attack. Will drive there from Ohio to put pressure on that forward pack of Indiana. Sheds one, fends another, goes to ground. Great body control there to get that ball back, but
You turned your body to deny the player coming through on their feet.
never mind, not good body control. The referee did not like that because it prevented the defense. And now Ohio off and running. Ashley Fleck has space down the sideline, and she says add 5 more to the board for Ohio. Ashley Fleck with another try off the penalty.
Great awareness from Ohio to move the ball quickly as Indiana was not getting back 10 off the penalty. The Indiana player just as confused as I am on to what that penalty was, but the ref saw something he didn't like, and Ohio able to capitalize.
Yeah,
That's exactly what you want to do off a penalty.
I was going to say, listening to the ref, it sounded like he said the player used their body to shield the ball, and it prevented the defense from making an attempt at a steal. And so, not quite a double move, but he didn't like that. And so, as players were confused, great heads up there from the scrum half, Kennedy Clark. Hey, referee points this way, says penalty, our ball. I don't care how confused you are. We're off and running. And as players are trying to gather themselves, she sees that Ashley Fleck on the sideline is ready to go, gets it to her hands. She knows she has the speed to finish. This backline from Ohio, speed all across the field. Another look here, Jenny.
Also, great awareness to see where the space is. You can see the Indiana team was set up on the left side of the field, all planning to attack because that's what they were on. And so the ability to move the ball away from the Indiana defense all the way on one side. A lot of times players just go to where their support is closest, and that would have been right back into the defense. So that was great awareness, trusting their backs, getting into the speedsters, knowing that they can do their job.
Over there, please. Thank you.
So the conversion kick was no good. It is 17-0, all Ohio so far. But Indiana on the restart. Great effort there to get that ball back. That ball was placed beautifully on the kickoff. Now Indiana has momentum here as Anna Lopez goes to ground. This Indiana team, they seem a little annoyed after that last try. And you can see some grit in this attempt here, getting it out wide to a nice Melendrez, sorry. Now working it back to the middle of the field. Running without support, running through the defense is Tiara Mason. And her support is able to find her. Now we have another pod of 3 to the right side, bouncing one defender off, driving through another. That's Brooke Carpenter-Gee.
Penalty advantage, blue.
Working it out wide. And a penalty advantage in favor of Indiana. Rolling the ball to Jenna Moore. Inching closer to that try line, but over the head of the scrum half. Chaos ensues, but we'll go back to the penalty here. Jenny, this is huge for Indiana. They need to come away with points here.
They really do. They want to go into the second half on the board, take away some of that Ohio momentum. This is the perfect opportunity to do it. Just taps and goes, support a little loose, but they're giving themselves a platform.
Tiara Mason has been all over the field for Indiana, and it looked like they had a 2-on-1, just hesitated there. Didn't want a bad pass, but they are able to maintain the ball. That's Isabel Gibbon.
Stay wide.
Going to ground, they're about a meter away. You see the defense packed in tight. You see the offense getting in tight. Here we go with the pick and goes. Looking for another offload right at the line. Referee in position.
That's held up.
Held up.
Back to the penalty.
Oh, another penalty. Indiana going quick.
12, wait for me. Thank you.
Another opportunity here inside the 5-meter line. A quick tap and a hard charge into 5 defenders. Support is there. More forward play. And the entire Ohio team is there on defense, but it does not matter. Indiana on the board with their first try of the game. That's going to be Tiara Mason for Indiana.
A big moment for Mason and this Indiana squad. A strong run here,
Right now, about
spinning,
44 seconds.
finding the grass to touch that ball down. Great awareness of where she was on the field. This is exactly
That's all right.
what
It was a weird
Indiana
play.
needed. Getting on the board, cutting that lead down. This 2 tries is very manageable to come back from, especially with a whole second half of rugby to play. And this is exactly what we were expecting of them when they are on attack. Both squads are able to get some go forward, and they have big ball carriers. So I expect more back and forth going forward.
And just that confidence, too, before halftime. Instead of a big 0 on the
4:30.
scoreboard, hey, we're within 12 here. And they received this kickoff. Keep going, more of the same. So another look. Ohio has their entire team.
Tatiana.
You're seeing backline players in this
Tatiana.
line in defense. And
4:20
Indiana
to
knows
play.
now, hey, we can run through this defense. Just have to be focused and make sure that
4:20 to play.
support's there to maintain ball. Ohio taking their time on this restart. And the winner of this match will be the plate champion of the Thunderbird Cup tournament. That means promotion into the Tier 1 Cup bracket for next season. About 5 minutes to go in this first half. Indiana with possession, keeping that momentum going. Back to the try scorer, Tiara Mason. Puts it back inside is Brooke Carpenter-G. Back to Mason. Little goose step there. Goes to ground. Support is able to get there. And it skips to the back line. And it is a knock-on. So felt like some good momentum there, Jenny. But just a slight miscue there leads to this Ohio scrum.
Indiana with another handling error leading to a turnover. I love that they're looking to play fast, but when you look to play fast, you still have to have continuity. And even it's as simple as just making eye contact with the person you're passing to. That way they know they're about to receive the ball. Indiana needs a big defensive stand here to finish off the half.
Set.
And the pick from the 8 position, that's Carl Laughlin with a hard run there. You can see this Ohio team resetting. They've got the back line out wide. They've got numbers out wide. Now it's in the hands of Post. She cuts in, she cuts out, tries to cut a third time, loses her footing. Support is there. She's got forward pack pods in the middle of the field. That's Gracie Powell with a hard take. Ohio doing a great job in these pods. Taylor Richards came on as a second half sub yesterday for Ohio and had some big runs. Got the start today. And now look at the numbers on the outside into the hands of Post. And she says, I will take a hat trick. First half, 3 tries. Nikki Post, another one for Ohio.
Nikki Post, the hat trick hero in the first half. We get another look at it here. Ohio doing a good job of moving the ball.
Yeah.
It was a great run and pass by the number 5, Mary Cooner. I was a little nervous that she was about to take it into contact before getting it to her support out wide, but she knew what she was doing, just enough to commit her defender in front before getting it to the try scorer, Nikki Post. That's great team rugby.
And this Ohio squad, again, 2 years ago, they were the number 2 ranked select side in the women's Midwest. Last year, they did not bring a squad to the competition. It dropped them all the way to the bottom at number 8. And this year, they've got women from the Columbus Squirrels, the Cleveland Iron Maidens, Akron Women. Cincinnati Celts, Dayton women, and they came motivated and ready to play. And Jenny, you can feel this intentionality in how they are playing this weekend. Another look here at the try scoring. But you can tell they came focused and ready to play all weekend.
It's really exciting, and you can see that this team, these players, they want to get promoted. They want to play a high-level rugby. They want to compete, which is really exciting for the entirety of the game in the U.S. We just want to keep elevating the level, and I really want to see that fight from Indiana going forward, just like that tackle.
Indiana made up of a lot of players from Fort Wayne, Circle City Tempest, and the Indianapolis Hoydens. A lot of these players very familiar with each other and their play style. We have about a minute left in this first half. Ohio, though, they want to get another one on the board. They play with such great pace. No matter the situation, they're always looking to go forward, playing at full speed. Indiana almost with the steal there, but Ohio able to clear out into the hands of Poe. Gets it into her forward pack pod. Chop down at the knees. Able to pop back and get a few more meters. Now getting it back to the outside. There's the deep pass to Ashley Fleck. She's got space on the sideline again. The speedster cuts back in, but met by the defense. She tries to pop it to Poe, and Poe able to break through 2 tackles, and now it's a foot race to the try line. She's got a chase down from behind, and that looks to be high. And that will be a penalty try, as it looked like Poe was on her way for a for sure try. The high tackle leads to another 7 for Ohio. And Poe with a spark here before halftime, Jenny.
Came over top for another try.
This is a big moment for both of these squads. Fleck with the initial run and the awareness to offload to Poe, who was aware enough to gather it, slip out of those tackles. She is feisty, not going down, but right here you can see up around the shoulders in that last ditch effort to stop the try.
All right, and with that, we will have a score of 29-5 here. This will take us to halftime. Ohio leads 29-5. We will be right back after this short halftime break for more Thunderbird Cup action.
Tell me about your experience with RCT so far.
Well, I think my experience can be best described as really fun and community bonding because I meet so many new people playing the sport I love.
I wrestle and I play football, and there's nothing like rugby. You know?
Yeah, everybody that I've ever met that tries rugby just comes to one practice has ended up liking it. And I asked her like what it was, and she said like full contact, like same rules, guys and girls, and I didn't believe her. And then she was like, oh, come out to our practices. And I did, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to play. And then I started playing, and it was really fun.
I don't know, it's just a game that I love. It's pretty fun though, I don't know, I just love everything about it.
The laid-back atmosphere of it, we all be friends on the field and off the field.
Just the bond and the vibe from everybody is nice and builds like a lot of character.
You should play it. Play rugby. That's it.
Like how we can like beat out of each other in the game, but then we like come together after and we're just like shake hands.
Well, what do you think that is? Why is that?
I personally think it's like, it's just, we're all one community, like it's one family. You all play rugby, it's just one family.
It's a sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you have to have respect for the person going after you because you work hard and they have to work just as hard to handle you.
So you say that respect is probably the greatest value you can gain out of this game?
By far.
Yeah.
By far.
It's great. We all love each other. We all like hanging out at these tournaments.
Just meeting so many new people and getting to know them is just amazing. And meeting so many new friends is definitely...
Nah, one word is family.
Like, you got people like you could depend on.
Probably my favorite part of playing rugby is like I can forget any problem I'm having at school or at home or just any kind of worry or burden and just like giving my all on the field.
And we all choose to come here. We don't have to be here, you know. It's just good fun coming out on a Sunday, playing, getting all together, and just great.
All right, so yeah, I think it's the fact that we can play very hard, smack each other up, boom each other, and just eat good and talk to and laugh with each other after.
So, one thing that rugby's done for you?
It's brought up a lot of my confidence. I wasn't very confident in middle school, and I knew that if I wanted to become a better player, I would have to bring up my game, which I did, and I've just become so much like a better person to myself. I see myself in such a bigger light, and I'm honestly so much happier playing rugby.
I ain't gonna lie, if it wasn't for them, I don't think I would like be around here, to be honest. So I guess family.
New York Rugby Club is a great community because they put you around great people such as Alex, my coach Alex, and he teaches me more about rugby, how I can make my game better every day and elevate it to the next.
Nah, but like, you feel me? But like, I bet like you know how the hood is, so you know like it's crazy, like around shooters and all that stuff. So it's just keeping me out from there, and then changing from like me got to worry about, oh I can't walk here, instead of just changing my life and being positive and don't need to worry about anything that much.
I think people really underestimate women in sports. Like in my school, rugby, especially the girls' rugby, is really strong, and I don't think a lot of people expect that that women can have the sort of strength or like sort of drive that men can have in sports. And I mean, you can see today, like it's pretty much even. Women want to, you know, have an outlet for physical contact or something to blow off steam just as much as men do. And they're just as physical, and we're just as, I guess, you can say aggressive as men can be, and we can be just as successful on the rugby field. So I think it just helped me learn that whatever a man can do, I can do it. It's no worries. I can do exactly what they can do.
Growing up in Mississippi, my prayer was, for as long as I can remember, God, use me. Use this life. I don't know what the future holds for me, but I know that there is a vision for my life that is greater than my imagination can hold. Use me. What would you have me to do? And that dream, that desire, that prayer brought me somehow to television.
And she's gonna learn that this life will hit you hard in the face, wait for you to get back up just so it can kick you in the stomach. But getting the wind knocked out of you is the only way to remind your lungs how much they like the taste of air.
If we want to give all of our children a foundation for their dreams and opportunities worthy of their promise, if we want to give them that sense of limitless possibility, that belief that here in America, there is always something better out there if you're willing to work for it.
And welcome back to the Thunderbird Cup. First match of the day, Ohio versus Indiana, plate final. Jenny, Nikki Post has had an amazing first half. Talk us through this hat trick performance so far.
An unbelievable first half. This is her first try sidestepping the defenders, and get used to that because that is one of her signature moves. We can see on her second try, sidestepping half of the Indiana team from one end to the other, more than 60 meters to the house. Not only does she have the step, but she also has the speed to finish. And this is a look at her third being set up by her teammate, and just fantastic hands. And that's the easiest try that she'll probably score all day. I can't wait to watch more of her in the second half.
Yeah, Jenny, take a look here. They're having fun. You know, the Columbus Squirrels and Akron, Dayton, they're all playing together, having a good time. You got Caitlin Poe out there. I don't know what that is. What do you call that? We're just having a good time.
That's exactly what you want to see from these players. You can tell the Ohio team is having a good time. I mean, they're in the lead. They're going to be vibing. Hopefully they bring that confidence and that energy into the second half. And honestly, hopefully it bleeds into the Indiana team. If they can come out with just as much energy, they are still in this game. Both teams fighting for this victory, and I am excited.
More of the same here in this match. Again, it is 29-5 with the winner of this plate final being promoted to the cup bracket for next year. Feels like Ohio is on a mission, but Indiana, say not so fast, punching one in with the pick and go before halftime as well. We've seen big matches on Saturday from both these clubs. Ohio finding their stride first in this one. Indiana looking to punch back. They will start down a player. There was a yellow card on that penalty try, high tackle from behind right before halftime. So Ohio will start us off with the kickoff restart into the hands of Indiana. Just simply taking it forward here. Into the try scorer hands, Tiara Mason. Running through and dragging 5 Ohio players. Now getting it to the outside. They've got 2 out there. And look at this fight in Ohio. They're going to make these breakdowns difficult for Indiana. Really challenging them to make sure they get there at the tackle. A pot of 3. I like how the support runners are right there on top of that front runner. Great job tightening up these pods to reduce the chance of a turnover. Now getting it out wide. It's low. A missed kick there. Just trying to make something happen, but they do come away with it. They're going to stay on offense here, losing some ground. Keeping possession is huge.
Tackle now!
Almost a steal there from Ohio in that tackle. But Indiana, they play on. Now just moving to the side is Isabel Gibbon. Trying to make something out of nothing. The pass a little behind on the no-look offload. And it leads to a knock-on. Getting a lot of phases in a row there for Indiana. Trying to do a little too much here.
A lot of phases, but not a lot of go forward. They're doing side to side. Unfortunately, the same theme from the first half. Ball not going to hand. Indiana wants to stay in this match. They're going to need to clean up their handling. But Ohio with a chance to capitalize on that mistake.
Now Mira Earhart at scrum half for Ohio.
That box straight sideways. Reset through.
Start to see maybe some substitutions. Both of these sides.
To the left of the mark, please, so that way we get lined up better. Thank you.
The scrum was just drifting a bit to the side. Ball still trapped underneath. Ref didn't like it, so they're just going to reset. Gives another chance for Ohio. See if they can get a good shove on.
We need to maintain our space. We're starting too close.
Another conversation here from our center referee. So important at scrum time. Safety is key. These players, they don't get the opportunity to practice with each other throughout the week. Definitely want to make sure everything is looking good. We've seen great scrums all weekend from both of these squads. And the drive from Indiana applying that pressure, but Ohio comes away with it. And with a fend, still able to offload. The port slow to get there. And just about a turnover there for Indiana. And it will be a turnover. Great defense there to get the ball back for Indiana.
That's big for Indiana. A huge jackal relieving that pressure. They're going to kick to touch to gain some territory, and it does go out. It was a little shaky there, but it's going to give them a chance for a line out. We get a second look at this steal. Tackler's away, and that's just fast ball movement. The rucker was not there enough. You can see number 20 from Indiana Raven Emery had her hands on the ball. That's a great jackal.
And the line out not straight, so off of the great jackal from Raven Emery.
Scrum
Pick
option.
touch. The line out cannot find hands in a straight fashion, so we will go to a scrum at midfield for Ohio.
Thank you.
This is eating up a lot of time on that yellow card, though, for Indiana. See, they're kind of taking their time here, getting to the scrum. 6 minutes to go on that yellow.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
Indiana had a good shove last scrum. They're definitely fighting. And they get the penalty.
Pulling out.
You hear there, yeah. He's had a close eye on this scrum, pulling out too quickly there. Got to keep those binds tight. So instead of going for line out here, it looks like they're just going to go off of a tap and run some penalty pods. Ohio's defense lined up, ready to go in the middle, and that's where they will meet. An offload at the point. Driving forward. And now Ohio with a huge steal from Poe. And now she's bursting through the defense, cuts it inside, and a great step. Runs across the defense's face, and she'll take it to the other corner. Poe will dot it down for another try. Ohio.
Poe with an individual effort. Absolute insanity. Stealing the ball in the tackle. We get to see it again here. Not even in the tackle. That's just a jackal. If that wasn't going to get blown up for a penalty, she had the ball. And again, just beating all of their backs, slicing and dicing her way up the field to get her own try.
Just putting the team on her back, willing it to the try line and over. Just a great heads-up play. She says, Indiana, hey, great jackal, I can do that too. And to run across the faces of everybody in that back line, and just the way she's able to turn her hips just enough to freeze the defense and have them think she's cutting back. They know she's got great agility. They just don't know which way she's going to cut. She just takes the space that they give them and the speed to finish. What a fantastic player. The athleticism is great. And the Columbus Squirrels, they have both Poe and Post on their team. It's definitely a team I want to watch this upcoming fall. Take another look here. Just cutting and freezing the defense, Jenny.
It almost feels like Post put up a little bit of a challenge for Poe. Like, hey, I got 3 in the first half doing that. What can you do? And Poe took that personally.
Just a handful of minutes.
Poe now has scored the last 2 tries for Ohio and starting to feel like yesterday's match. Things are starting to really click here for Ohio. And just off of a single jackal, she's able to score from anywhere. And we saw that yesterday. This Ohio squad has so many players who can score from anywhere. We're going to see contest after contest after each tackle. Indiana trying to get in the back line to mess up those passing lanes, but she'll just take it herself. And another great fight at the breakdown. Post was there first in support. Richards with the tight pass to Wrench. Now digging for that ball. It's low, off the foot, and running hard and fending the defense to the ground, but loses it. A great steal there from Tatiana Rodriguez. And another steal, just back and forth with possession. Off the hands there for Kenzie Greedence. We'll go back to the initial knock-on for a scrum to Ohio.
This is tiring rugby when you're constantly playing back and forth, having to go from attack to defense. I'm sure the players are appreciative of the little break they get during this scrum. But just watching it here, the first fend was strong, but leaving that ball exposed for the Indiana number 12, Tatiana Rodriguez, to make that steal.
Bind. Set.
Great play all around, a huge fend, and then the heads-up play to steal it. Now Ohio off that knock-on. And a pick from that 8 position, another fend. Strong running from Carl Laughlin. Now Ohio on the front foot, switching directions here. It looks like they have an overload, a 3-on-1. They've got another on the outside. And at pace and just too much on it out in front of Paige DeCarne into touch. Another look. What a great structure here from Ohio.
That is rugby that we want to see. The backs are starting to feel themselves. Just couldn't connect on the end, but they're starting to get a little bit more creative. We saw the loop there. Switching fields was a great idea instead of, like, you want to get it away from the defense. Sometimes we just find ourselves running at bodies, but we got to find the space, and Ohio is doing a great job of that.
Jenny, yesterday, Ohio, they tried that little pop switch in the back line twice yesterday, and twice 2 forward passes mishandled, led to turnovers. It works today. Love to see them sticking at it, work through the kinks, but just that last offload in the tackle there. A great job from Valencia Johnson, wing for Indiana, to mess up that offload. Now a scrum to Indiana. Ball's out quick. Now Indiana looking to be on the front foot. They've got 3 out wide. They've got 2 out wide. And there goes Johnson on the run. An offload and just off the hands of Anais Melendrez. Look at the pace here, Jenny, from Indiana. Just need to string one more phase together. I like this go forward. It's unlucky.
Indiana's run this play a few times now, and there's just that last pass that's really getting them off guard, and either that 14 needs to straighten up, leaving space outside, or there needs to be that switch back on the inside, but players need to be ready for the ball.
Crouch! Bind!
We're taking a look at another scrum here from Ohio. Right at this. Both teams at full strength. Indiana, they weather the yellow card. Hard running here from Ohio. It's Kenzie Greedens in the middle of the field, normally at wing. Getting the ball to the outside. Bounces straight down. Referee says play on. She cuts through. Now she has 1 to beat. Looks for the offload and off the hands there, and that will be a knock-on. Some great movement there by Paige DeCarne. It's off the mark on the offload.
What a tackle from Jordan coming off of that yellow card, making an impact right as she steps on the field. That's what you want to see from players when they come back on the field after a card. It's not about what you did, but it's what you do next, and that's a big impact. Glad to see that she's back out there.
And a great job to correct that tackle height, too. It's a one-on-one in front of the referee, in front of everybody. She lowers that tackle height, and it creates this knock-on. Huge impact coming back on the field after a quick 10-minute break. Now Indiana back on the attack. Very similar to what we saw just a minute ago. And now involved in the offensive attack. She is going to find space on the edge, but tripped up at the last second. There is a knock-on. Ohio will have the ball. And it looks like Sienna Jordan is a little shaken up after that contact. A great burst there on the side. Little confusion there. Play on. Walking into contact there. Now Indiana moving forward. Trying to get low and dig that ball out. Very messy here at the breakdown. Able to come away with it is Indiana. Just trying to get some breathing room. Just a clearance kick, but into the hands of this dangerous back line. And a huge hit after the pass. Right as she passed. The offense is still moving. That's M. Ferrara. Strong tackle to drive her back. Looking for some help from the forward pack. It'll be Gracie Powell. She's had some solid carries in the pack to settle things down for this Ohio team. Now looking to get it out wide. It's in the hands of Post. She has a break. cuts it back to the outside, and she says she has room for another try. Nikki Post, 5 more for Ohio.
Nikki Post, that was crazy. That was a crazy back and forth last few minutes of play, getting the ball wide. We see Jordan running back, trying to get in front of Post. I don't understand that. Maybe she was offsides from another ruck, trying to get in front of the player, but Post knew what to do, using that sidestep to get back in, getting her 4th on the day. Fantastic run there.
As you said earlier, maybe Post inspired Poe to score a couple of tries of her own. Now Post is like, not so fast. She's back on the board, like you said, for her 4th. And going back to Jordan, she was shaken up after that long run. And I believe she might have been down on the ground, just kind of recovering a little bit. And she was trying to get back. And maybe she had that thought, I don't want to tackle from behind. So again, watch on the right side of the screen. She pops up. She doesn't want to have a repeat of that high tackle. And as she's trying to get in front, just loses her feet. Great footwork there from Post. Again, the agility, the sidestep on point all weekend. Watch out for the Columbus Squirrels with the combination of Post and Poe. What a fun, dynamic duo that they have on that squad.
They'll be really exciting to watch, and I'm going to keep my eye out for those two.
Just a fun name, too, the Squirrels. You got to love that as well. And Ohio now on the front foot. That is going to be Jesse Onibus losing the ball in the breakdown now, going left side. Indiana, a great position here off this turnover. A little unorganized here from Indiana. And that transition looks like they're trying to catch up and kind of regather themselves. So some players are surprised to be on offense here, but the ball gets trapped and stuck in there. Denying the ball, says the referee. Ohio with the penalty. Back on offense.
Indiana had the opportunity, just not able to make the most of it. Big carry there. And just going back into contact without support, that's been crushing them all game. They're leaving themselves exposed for the poach, the jackal, whatever you want to call it. And Ohio's been taking advantage of it.
And that last penalty, it was right in front of the bench of Indiana. You could see the look of frustration from the players and coaches. They disagree with the referee, but he's right there. He sees that the ball was denied. Ohio now with their line out. And that one goes straight. And Ohio now off and running. The one-handed offload off the foot kind of turns into a makeshift grubber. Tries for the kick. But offsides there. Those players were in front of the kicker. Lost track of where they were. Ohio ball, and they're going to try to go quick here. It's going to be Caitlin Poe for 24. She started in the front row yesterday for this Ohio squad, coming on as an impact sub. Now making the most of her time on the pitch. There's the offload and just pops over the shoulder. A little frustration there you can see on the face because they know they had one there. They like the pace they're going. Maybe just a little too frantic and they lost track of it.
Wait, you're here.
And I love that they are frustrated, though, because they have them a lead, and they're still trying to add to that lead, which is really exciting to watch. We want to see them continue to go. We want to see them want more for their squad to add more tries onto the scoreboard. So I like seeing the passion.
And that lineout will go into the hands of Ohio, but that ball is out. Really messy here. So another penalty, this time in favor of Indiana. Laying on the ground.
Good chance for Indiana to relieve some pressure, get out of their 22. Not messing around with a kick. They just want to get a little bit more territory and a platform to attack from. We've seen it. Their set piece is solid. If they can get it to their backs, they have solid runners. We just need a clean line out. They haven't been the cleanest today. So let's see if they can pull that together.
They're kind of taking their time here. We have 20 minutes left in this matchup here in the women's plate final. Goes over the top into the hands of Taylor Richards, and she has a strong carry. Referee's saying release, blue release, penalty advantage. So now Ohio playing with house money here. And have a little fun, maybe get a little creative here. A dummy as there's the shooter in that channel. We're going to go back to that penalty.
I had a teammate once. I said, hey, we have advantage. That's just a free shot. We might as well do something crazy. And they looked at me and just shook their head and said, no, Jenny. This is when we play just as disciplined, because we can always come back to that advantage spot. So there's two ways you can play when you have advantage. You can continue as is or get a little fun with it.
And I'm sure most coaches probably agree. Stick to the plan, whether there's advantage or not. Stick to the plan. That's why we do it. That's option A. Always go with that option A. If it's there, go for it. Don't force anything. And I think that's something that Ohio's done such a great job so far yesterday and in this match. And right there, they lose the handle. They haven't really been forcing anything. They're playing with what's given to them. And just great athleticism. We take another look here. They go short. Just doesn't quite have a good handle. And it looks like
We're happy with it there.
miscommunication. Are we going to offload? Are we going to ground? Miscue there. Scrum to Indiana.
It's a great idea, though. Like, you're that close to the try line. You have a significant lead. You might as well do something to catch the other team off guard.
Bind. Set. No, back.
So penalty there. Someone yelled balls out, but the referee said it was not out. So immediately there was that penalty. Just came a little too early here. And there is, again, about 20 minutes left here. Indiana, right before halftime, they had some great continuity, some great go forward. They're at full strength here. Maybe Ohio, they've got some confidence. It may be a little lax here. This is a time now for Indiana. Look for them to get back to the basics here and string some big, strong phases together, Jenny. What do you think out of this line out?
Their lineouts haven't been too successful, so I think they just need to keep it simple, and they need to get ball to hand. That way they can get it to their backs. This will be very telling. Again, not going to hand, a good steal by Ohio.
And as you said, the lineouts have been difficult, and you'll see that in these select side type opportunities with players from different places. It's hard to get that timing and continuity. Lineout can be one of the most technically difficult things to do because everyone's working together. Tries for the offload, but in that channel is Tatiana Rodriguez. Just a little too fast for their own good. Leads to the knock-on. Ohio scrum.
It was a great initial turnover, just in the right place at the right time, and then trying to move the ball to the edge. I wish they went one or two more passes away from the defense, because it's been their handling all day.
Now let's see if Ohio can get that exciting backline involved again in this offensive attack. Post has had 4 tries. Poe has had 2. And then Ashley Fleck has added another. For Indiana, number 8, Tiara Mason with the go try, the lone try for Indiana.
All the wiggles out now? All right.
And a quick
There's
check.
still plenty of game left to be played for this Indiana side to get some more points on the board. At this point, it just kind of comes down to morale. You want that try. That way everyone stays fighting.
Look at the fight here from the forward pack. Driving leads to a scrum penalty for Indiana. That's the fight we want to see in these last 17 minutes here.
That's big for Indiana. I believe that's their second scrum penalty on the day, and they're calling for another. They know what they're good at, so they might as well stick with it. You can see here a big drive, and this other side is just not able to handle it.
As a forward, that is one of the quickest ways to get your energy back is when you have a dominating scrum, a dominating set piece. It brings you back to life. Get a little more juice in your step. For Indiana to feed these forwards off of the scrum. So you're feeling good. Confidence is high here. So now Indiana. That's a good hook there from Ohio. But Tiara Mason with a huge fend and gets a burst to the outside. Now cutting back inside as the offload looking back towards her pack. She's all alone in a sea of orange jerseys. But her support is able to find her. Now working to that right side, spinning through on that reception. That's Tabitha Keith. Fort Wayne. Now cutting back to the inside, there's another pass, and that's going to be to Sienna Jordan. She cuts across the defense, and she's going to put one in herself. Sienna Jordan with another try for Indiana.
Great ball movement by Indiana, and Sienna Jordan, way to see the gap. You can see right there, number 12 from Ohio launched hard and then had to retreat, and that leaves what's called a dog leg in the defensive line, and it's just a gap, right? And Jordan is able to see that gap, gets the pass, and she's off. You don't want to give a player like that amount of space. It doesn't take much. So on defense, if you're going to have someone launch, you got to make sure you're communicating that to your other teammates in the line so they can close that gap. Great awareness by Jordan to attack that.
I like that too. You could see they're flowing to that back line, right? Flowing to this near side sideline, and she sees that gap you talked about, and then attacking behind the forward pack. She knows there's that space. And running away from Post. Post has had her number all day. And you saw after the try, Sienna Jordan gave a little high five there to Post to say, hey, I got one back on you. So some good sportsmanship there as the score now is 39-10. And Jenny, I love to see this fight here. We've got about 14 minutes to go here. Indiana, they definitely believe in themselves. They've got enough time here. And now breaking through, Tabitha Keith, formerly from the University of Iowa, graduated recently, now playing for Fort Wayne Rugby. And to the hands, it's low, but she's able to hang on. Indiana moving at pace. Definitely after that scrum penalty into a try, they're playing with some great momentum and great confidence, but an untimely knock-on taking away from that great flow on offense.
That's going to take some of the wind out of their sails, but they are going to what they are best at, which is the scrum. Just an unfortunate, it's a little bit high of a pass, not very easy to gather for their forwards. Just knocked it. Still about 12 minutes left in this game, though. Plenty of time to get more points on the board for both sides. But Indiana looking to make a big defensive stand, get the ball back.
Look for another big drive here from Indiana. And a quick hook gets to that second row. Ohio able to come away with it. And now to Nikki Post, she finds a little gap for herself. All she needs is a tiny sliver of space, and she will do the rest. Nikki Post, have yourself a weekend.
Nikki Post making it 5 in just the game. Nikki Post making it 5 in the game. Fantastic work there right off the scrum. And just able to see the gap, right? We see the defenders, they both bite in on that inside ball carrier, leaving that gap for Post to attack. And you know she's going to. Not a lot of sidestepping needed for that one.
She just hit full burst, emptied the turbo tank, and took it the distance. 5th try today. Amazing work out of Nikki Post. She was busy yesterday, but that did not slow her down at all. Sometimes playing back-to-back 80-minute matches, you wonder, how many miles do you have left in the legs? And for Nikki Post, she looks as fresh as could be, and man, just running all over the place for this Ohio squad. Great tournament for her and this Ohio team. The conversion, no good. The score, 44-10. And just like that, off of one mistake, Ohio able to shut down that momentum from Indiana. Just when they get a try, they erase it off the board, Jenny. Just momentum killer there.
It is, but that's the mentality you want from your Ohio squad, right? The ability to give up a try or make a mistake, and they're just right back into it. They're thinking next play, next phase, doesn't matter. So now we just need to see that from Indiana.
So now Ohio with the ball off the restart. About 10 minutes left to go. Ohio is up 44-10. Again, the winner of this plate final will be promoted to the cup bracket next year. Penalty on Indiana. Ohio will get the ball. An update on the other side of the plate consolation. Iowa defeats Wisconsin in the women's plate consolation. So Iowa women will finish 7th. Wisconsin women will finish 8th. Now continuing on, that ball does not find touch on the first bounce, but it will bounce into touch.
That was a very friendly bounce for Ohio. Jordan was in a decent position, but just not able to get hands on it and keep it in.
Just kind of right over her head there, just out of reach. And hear your coaches saying that's why we catch it in the air, but just might have lost it. And that is not straight. So all will go to Indiana here with less than 10 minutes to go in this match.
Smart call by Indiana, opting for the scrum and not another line out, going back to their strengths. Hopefully they can get a clean ball for their 9 to play from. Their backs are set up. Let's release them, let them do what they do. Get the ball to Jordan.
Ohio getting a push, and there's the 8 pick for Mason. Taking on 2 defenders right along the touchline. And just dragged into touch. And look at the excitement there from Ohio. They knew that was a tough tackle, but they got the job done. And now the ball back in the hands of an Ohio lineout. Great heads-up defense there.
Blue there.
Usually you're scolding the wings for getting dragged into touch, not your 8-man. It's a great idea, but just some field awareness, knowing where you are in relation to the touch line is huge, especially if you're going to go weak side.
And a nice line out. Oh, looked like it was a good throw, but knocked on there. So we will have a scrum to Indiana, getting a lot of set pieces here in the final quarter of this match. I just hear a player down there. What's another scrum today, guys?
I wonder how many more they'll get in the last 7 or so minutes of this game.
Coach!
I think fatigue setting in. You're seeing some of these mistakes. Some of these players are nearing over 160 minutes played in less than 24 hours apart. But Ohio has really shined today with the excitement in the backline. But Indiana having some go for it in their backline, but that will bounce into the hands of Poe. She's had 2 tries today. She's been a force on offense and defense, leading this Ohio squad from the fly half position. Now running sideways across this Indiana defense. Ball goes to ground. Howell with another strong take. And a kick over the top there. There's no one in that corner. fullback coming over by herself. Kind of ducks under the defender. There's 3 Ohio players there, but Indiana support is able to clear out.
We took a second move there, denied the ball.
Double move, denied the ball. Ohio ball off the penalty.
As a back, I love to see that type of attack, right? Kicking as an attacking option versus just kicking to relieve pressure. It's really smart. They only had one player in the backfield, which means there's tons of space. So if you can kick it to that space and you have a solid chase, that's exactly what happens. You might not regather it, but you're able to make the tackle, get the steal, and then you've just gained 50, 60 meters in 1 or 2 plays.
That ball sat on the ground for a while, and the troops were coming from Ohio, able to swarm quickly, and that's why they're in such great territory right now. Great job to tip it back in the line out. Maybe the best one we've seen all day from this Ohio squad. A strong take there from Liz Hyman-Lloyd. What a great job. Almost looked like that ball bounced off the ground, but she was able to maintain possession there. Great work. There's Poe getting dragged around. She can't get away from that one. She's broken countless tackles all weekend. Dragged down by the jersey. There's Post. All out in front, trying to make something happen. She is also wrapped up. Haven't seen much of that this weekend in the late stages of this match. Indiana able to contain Poe and Post, but Ohio continues on the front foot. Ferrara gets it out. There's a little pop. They've got numbers on the outside. Offend. She cuts it back in. There's the offload. Cuts it back outside. Little push pass 2-on-1 on the outside. She's going to keep it for herself. Offloads it back in. These 4 players from Ohio really working well with the give and goes. Looked like there was a big gap outside of that breakdown, but elects to send it wide. The team go down. Want to get held up in a maul there. Great communication from the team. Now working it back to the outside. Now on the outside, they're going to dot it down for one more. That's Kenzie Greedence. Another try for Ohio.
What a selfless pass by Post. Easily could have walked it in there herself to get her double hattie, but makes the pass to Greedence. Just hands down the line. Sometimes it's as simple as that. Getting to the ball carriers, the speedsters. And then a great team try right there. Getting everyone involved. That's everything. That's what rugby's about.
And Jenny, it looks like, too, before Greedence gets that ball, she had a smile on her face ear to ear, like she knew Post was going to feed her that last pass. Smiling before getting the ball, she knew what was about to happen. She knows Ohio is going to walk away with the plate championship and get promoted to the Tier 1 competition next year in the Thunderbird Cup. And there is the kick, and if we can get another look at that replay, just look at that smile. She knows, and coming from a teammate from another club, because again, Post playing for the Squirrels.
2:15.
Greedence.
Exactly.
Cleveland Iron Maidens.
Which is just what's so fun about these tournaments. You're playing with people that you normally are competing against. Sometimes you don't want to play against them, much rather be playing with them. And I'm sure they'll have a laugh about that. And I wonder if it was spoken beforehand, like, hey, if you have it on the edge and I'm right there, I haven't gotten one yet and you've gotten 5.
Great selfless teammate there. And that's the thing, too, with Post. She has 5 tries, but she hasn't forced anything. And another line break here for Ohio. Great running there in the middle of the field. They've played as if it's 0-0 all weekend every time they are on offense. They're looking to score no matter the situation. Now running across the field. Staying on her feet, making sure support can get to her. Now working it to that right side of the field. Another nice pass. And another offload there. Post on the outside. Oh, flicking it back in on a tight little switch, but it goes forward. Scrum advantage to Indiana.
Feels good. Score on advantage.
And we'll bring it back to that scrum.
Scrum blue.
Both teams doing a great job to keep the ball alive, trying not to have many rucks. You see it a lot with this Ohio squad, mainly because they've had more possession. Sometimes it looks like they're offloading to no one, and yet the support runner is able to get there, which is really exciting to watch.
Really fun rugby we've seen from both of these clubs. Again, Indiana yesterday, a big win over Iowa, 53-10. Wisconsin played Ohio yesterday. Ohio had the win, 92-7. Again, seeing these two clubs play today in the women's plate final here at the Thunderbird Cup. Brought to you by Next Level Rugby, has been a treat to start our morning. We have two more matches on field one. Indiana with a number 8 pick. Tries for the offload in traffic. Goes to ground. After this match on this field, we'll have the Women's Cup Final, Carfu against Minnesota at 1 o'clock. And then at 3 o'clock, the Men's Cup Final, Wisconsin takes on Indiana. So a full day of rugby. Also two other fields, but Indiana working it out to the sideline and a strong run there. Rolling over the defense, Valencia Johnson. Indiana wants to finish this match on a high note. Doing anything to get that ball over the try line in the dying moments of this 80-minute match.
Tackle now, everyone release.
6 meters away from the try line. Scrum half trying to dig it out of there. Into the hands of the back line. Cuts it back inside, running back towards the pack. Getting it to the lock. Chloe Renee. Met by the defense. Ohio has had a great weekend. They do not want to give up a try here late. Playing for the pride of their state. Now getting it out wide. They've got numbers. And dives across. Does not have the try, knocks it on, and that will do it. Ohio wins the women's plate final, 49-10. What a match, Jenny. Post and Poe all over the place. Exciting rugby here from the Thunderbird Cup. Again, Ohio 49, Indiana 10. We'll be back with more Thunderbird Cup action after this break as you see the highlights here from Ohio.